Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You tune in to a new edition of the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Colton. To my far right, I got my co-host, Kevin Johnson, KJ. And today's special guest, we have a former Keene State College forward. He's the leading scorer in school history. Now he plays overseas. His team right now is ranked number 6 over there. They're trying to make a rush for the playoffs. He's right now on current break. He's just checking in. Yeah. We have today's guest, legend, Ty Nichols. What's going on, Ty?
What's up now?
What's going on, everybody, man? How everybody doing?
All right, much, man. We're glad to have a hooper from overseas on our show today. For the people that don't know you, let them know a little bit about yourself and your background.
So I grew up in Springfield, Mass. I grew up a football player. Played football until about high school. Started playing basketball around like 8th grade. Didn't really take it serious until about 10th grade, but I was really a football player. But I had to stop because I was getting hit too hard. I couldn't get hit like that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I just took basketball a little bit more serious.
Like Allen Iverson.
And that was that my high school career started. And then we won 2 state championships back to back. And then we went undefeated my junior year when we won the state champ. And in my senior year, we made it there, but we lost. We didn't have that strong of a team, but we was fortunate enough to make it there. We just couldn't finish the deal. Then I went on. I don't know if I wanted to keep going, but I went on to college after that. And then we'll get into that later.
Oh yeah, for sure. At what age you started playing sports, and what sport was your first love?
My first love was for sure football. I started playing football when I was about 7, 8 years old.
Right.
I played, Pop Warner, Little League, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I started playing basketball around like 10, 11, but didn't really take it too serious because I was more focused on football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So growing up, who was your inspiration? Who did you try to mimic your game after in both football and basketball?
Football wise, I didn't really try to. My favorite player was Tom Brady, but I wasn't a quarterback. I was a running back, so I couldn't really mimic my game after him.
Yeah.
But I just try. Honestly, just like outside type of runs is where I would like try to perfect my craft. Trying to get to the outside, be my defenders. But if I had to run the ball inside, I told coach I'm all set. He can call it inside run. I'm still bouncing to the outside. I can't run up the middle. That's kind of why I stopped though, because I couldn't run up the middle. But
okay.
I mean, basketball wise, nowadays I look up to guys like John Morant. That's who I kind of play like.
Wow. Yeah.
But he's more of the athletic. I mean, I use my athleticism here and there, but I can shoot. I shoot a lot of threes, so it's kind of different. Guys like Karis LeVert, how they come off of the screens, they use their mid range, things like that. So, I mean, yeah, I would say Karis LeVert, John Morant, 2 of my favorite guys in the league right now.
Cool.
Hey, what position you played in middle school? When you got to middle school, what position did you just play?
As
one
basketball?
Position? Yeah, basketball. Yeah.
I was a forward because everybody in my city is not that big. We don't got that many centers, so I was about 6'1", in like in middle school. So I played forward.
All right.
Okay, cool. So, who were some of your coaches back then? And did anybody kind of convince you to like stick with basketball more than football?
Man, I had so many coaches up to this point. I can't remember their name. Hold on, I had a coach for AU, Coach Tom. I played with him from like 6th grade to 8th grade. He would like take us in his van. It'd be like 12 of us in one van. He'll take us around the country. I think the farthest we drove was from here to Florida. Yeah, from here to Florida we drove like 24 hours. But yeah, he used to try to tell me, get out of the football world and come and just take basketball more serious. My high school coach used to tell me to take basketball more serious, but my freshman year football coach, he used to try to convince me to stay because I had transferred from my freshman year to my sophomore year. I had transferred high schools, but he wanted me to stay for football reasons. But I told him I couldn't because I couldn't keep getting hurt. I was getting hurt too much in 8th grade, and I was all set. So
yeah,
I told him I had to leave, so I transferred schools to a more basketball dominant school, and then yeah, it was just basketball from there on out.
Cool.
All right. So when you go in and make that transition to basketball at the time, how tall were you?
Going into sophomore year, I want to say I grew an inch, so about 6'2".
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So who were some of you guys' rival in high school?
So when I transferred, our rival was Central. School's right up the street from us. It's like a huge like inner city rivalry. The games it's usually always packed out. We ended up playing them in our my first year when I transferred. We played them in the championship. I think the gym held like 2,000 people. There was probably about 4,000, 5,000 people in there though. The floor was shaking. It was crazy. We ended up winning. And then as high school went on, my junior and senior year, they weren't as good because they lost a lot of transfers. There was like a little scandal at the school, so kids weren't trying to go there. But our rivals turned out to be this school called West Springfield,
Uh-huh.
out of West Springfield, Mass. And
Mhm.
my last 2 years in high school, we had a lot of battles with them. We played them in the championship once as well, beat them, and then like all of our games was close. The year we went, my junior year, we went 24-1. They were the one school that beat us at their place. So that was probably our rivals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how many points you score in one game in high school?
See, that's the thing about my like in high school, I wasn't even a scorer. I want to say my career high in high school was like 26, 27.
Oh, it's still pretty
But
good.
our
Yeah.
team just like nobody ever averaged like 20. You know what I mean? It was just everybody, like a person can go for 20. Our center can go for 20. Like it could be anybody's night. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
y'all
like
play
we pressed the whole game, we trapped stuff like that. So
okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. What I was saying is what kind of chemistry y'all had? Your team, man, was y'all I could see y'all weren't individuals. It seemed like everybody was kind of like team players.
yeah, because we was close off the court before we started playing basketball. So
Okay.
that's kind of why I transferred over there. That like half of my friend group was over there playing basketball, so it just fit well. But yeah, other than that, we played AU together. We hung out off the court, and that translated to on the court. So I say our chemistry was definitely what helped us get a lot of wins when I was in high school for sure.
It's good.
That's great, man. So, as far as playoffs and things of that nature, you said the atmosphere was crunk. You had a lot of people in the gym. The floor shaking. Talk about some of the notable players that you played against that made it to the next level as well as yourself.
Okay, in high school, we played this guy who went to Central. His name was Cornelius Tyson. He was actually ESPN ranked like the number 3 point guard in his class at the time.
Oh, okay.
But after high school, something had happened with his family, so he didn't end up going to college, and he kind of just fell off the map after that. So we played against him. We played against Chris Baldwin, who also went to that same school as him. He's also an NBA prospect this year. He went to Texas Southern.
All right.
On my team, we had a guy who was a 4-star recruit. His name was Ty Malone. He played for the Mass Rivals, the AU program, sends all their kids D1, stuff like that. My friend Jonathan Garcia ended up going to a Division II school in New York, and then our point guard went Division III as well with me. So it's a couple of college guys. Everybody else in my city, they were good, for our city, but they didn't really go on to do anything else after high school.
Okay.
All
Hey,
right.
I was going to ask, did you participate in any All-Star games?
In high school, we had an All-Star game I played in. In college, I played in Division III All-Star game down in Indiana.
Okay.
And then this year, actually, the All-Star ballot comes out next week. I think I'm on it, and it's March 20th, so I think I'll be able to participate in that as well out there in the Czech Republic.
All right.
So, so which game would you actually like? You couldn't wait. You couldn't sleep the night before. Is this where one team that you just couldn't stand, or they talk so much trash? Last time you played them, you just got on the court and you just want to let it all out. What team was that?
Yeah.
That's in college. This team, Eastern Connecticut State.
Okay.
Man, I want to say my senior year when we played them in the championship, because we had my freshman, sophomore, junior year, we played them in the chip. I won one, and then they won the two my sophomore year and my junior year. So my senior year, my last time playing them, I had to get one. So that before that night, I didn't sleep at all. I'm not even gonna lie. I woke up, took a little nap for like 2-3 hours, and I was ready to go.
Tell them about that. Describe that feeling when you just can't sleep because your adrenaline is so revved up for anticipating that big event that you've been waiting for, practicing for, or about to approach. For the
Now
first
the crazy
time.
thing is, the more you sleep, the more tired you're gonna be. That's what I was trying to follow. That was the model I was trying to follow. But I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for sure. Definitely try to get you some sleep. I was just like, I was wired different at that time. It was ready. Felt like I was on the court the night before. So.
Okay. How important is your rest now since you learned from that?
Man, nowadays we fly so much, man. You gotta sleep wherever you can. Sleep in the airport. Start sleepwalking. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Hey, KJ.
Yeah, man. Coming out of high school, what schools was looking at you that time before you made your final decision?
I had like a lot of like post grad offers from prep schools, but as far as college, I had probably 3 Division III offers, and that's it. Keene State, Rhode Island, and there was a school called I want to say it was Roger Mason, something like that. Roger Williams University. Those were the only 3 schools that was looking at me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, it's all good, man. Cause it was some people that came on our show, man. They didn't get any offers at all,
Exactly.
man.
And then after my sophomore year of college, that's when like I took my game to the next level. I ended up getting a couple of Division I offers, but I was just too loyal to my school, so I just ended up staying because they was one of the first schools to show interest in me. You know what I mean? So I had to stay.
Great. So talk about that moment you stepped on campus your freshman year before you actually, put on a Keene State jersey. Who was the player, coach, or student that embraced you on campus that you can remember?
So one of my teammates that I had won 2 state championships with in high school, he ended up going to Keene State a year before me. So I kind of just started following him, doing some of the things that he did. Okay. And that was like a huge boost because that was somebody I knew, somebody I could relate to on campus. So I would say for sure it was him. And then we had another junior on the team who I ended up getting close with over the summer because I had to go up there a little bit earlier than everybody else. So he was one of the players that was up there, so he was able to get a little closer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so did you redshirt your first year or you played right away?
No, I played right away, all 4 years.
Oh man, that's nice.
So you start coming in, playing your freshman year. Talk about the pressure that you had coming in as 18-year-old. You got seniors, juniors, sophomores in front of you at that position. Talk about the impact that you made that season.
Yeah, how you beat somebody out, man?
Man, it was tough because the team, when I came in, they had won the conference chip the year before.
Oh, okay.
So they was kind of already good, but they had lost a coach who's been there for like 20 years. So we were getting a whole new coach who was going to bring in his own like system and stuff like that. It actually ended up being one of my favorite coaches. His name's Ryan Keene.
Yeah.
All right. We ended up having to meet him and about 4 other dudes before they hired him. He seemed like the right fit for sure. So we had a long sit down as soon as he was hired, and he told me what I needed to do to get on the floor. So I kind of just stuck to what he told me to do, which was be, like a true point guard my first year, try to get everybody else involved, be a playmaker. And then, as the years went on, the trust built. We made a lot of runs in the NCAA tournament. And then I was able to switch my game around freshman to sophomore year. And then I developed a jumper, and then I changed my role on the team from being a guy that has to be a pass first to a guy that has to be a score first type of player. So just kind of embodied trust in me, and I thank him for that to this day for sure.
Yeah. Hey, how was the playbook, man? Was it pretty hard?
Nah, see, that's the thing I liked about him. We didn't do too much on offense. It was pretty much 4 out 1 in because we had a lot of good centers. So we would play through the post sometimes, but then sometimes it'd be 5 out, and everybody would just have to go get play make for themselves, and try to make something happen for the team. There wasn't really that many plays being ran. We were more defensive oriented.
Okay.
So, I mean, offensively, it was pretty much free flowing. Just do what you need to do, as long as it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what was y'all record your freshman year?
My freshman year, we went 22-10.
It's good.
Yeah, 22-10, and then we lost in the Sweet 16. We won our conference that year, though, of course.
Okay.
And then we went 22-10. Yep.
And then your sophomore year?
Sophomore year, we went 22-9. We lost in the Elite Eight that year.
Wow.
To the eventual, the people that beat us in the Elite Eight won the national championship that year, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But the year before that, my freshman year, we had played a team called Christopher Newport out of Virginia. And they had beat us in the Sweet 16, but then the following year, we literally matched up with them again in the Sweet 16, and we beat them. So it's kind of a cool little story right there.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
How many points were you averaging in your first 2 years?
My freshman year, I averaged 12, and then my sophomore year, I jumped to 19.
Dang, that's a big jump.
So,
All right.
That summer just changed my life. I stayed up there that summer. I didn't even come home after school, and I just was working on my game.
Yeah, so you had a trainer or somebody? You worked on it by yourself, or?
No, it was because we had the shooting gun. I'm not sure if you know that, the little gun that rebounds for you.
Yeah.
So like my freshman year, I probably hit 10 threes, but my sophomore year, I think I hit like 80. You know what I'm saying? So that it was the shooting gun that really helped me. I was up there by myself, sometimes with teammates, but yeah, for the most part, it was by myself.
Yeah. All right, man. So you became the captain. You're leading scorer in the conference. You said Eastern Kentucky State was a team that was your rival. The team
Eastern Connecticut, yep.
Yeah, you couldn't stand the guys. Who else in your division and in your conference were a tough team to battle?
UMass Dartmouth,
Mm-hmm.
who's really good right now. But we were the top 3 teams for sure. We had teams like Rhode Island, Plymouth State, which is another school right by my school that could make some noise. You know, they could beat you on any given day. But for the most part, it was us, Eastern, and UMass Dartmouth, for sure.
Cool. Well, we got some highlights right now we're going to get into. For everybody that's watching, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Decin, Instagram. We have today's special guest, all-time leading scorer at Keene State College, Nichols, shooting guard now. He's playing overseas and he's in the middle of the season. We're going to get into his highlights right now. Let's go ahead and stay tuned with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that last basket, Nichols has become the new Keene State men's basketball all-time leading scorer.
I'm very blessed to play this game. You know, not many people get the opportunities that I've been given, so, you know, I thank God every day for that. The records I have coming up in the 2000 and the career scoring record, they are numbers and they are something that I never thought I would get to, but now that I'm here, you know, it's just something that obviously is a great feat, but it could be a distraction to a team, you know, the individual accolades, but, you know, I just want to get those things over with and focus on, you know, helping the team win. He's
not real big on showing emotion, but I am. I'll probably cry. The numbers mean a great deal to him. He may not show it, but they mean a great deal to both of us. Because again, a little inner city kid coming up here playing 4 years of college with no setbacks. So I'm very proud of Ty.
It's neat because, you know, coaching someone who's as gifted as he is, you know, he's talented enough, right? So I don't need to necessarily, you know, spend all the time to help him get better. It's trying to figure out the right times and the right ways and put him in the right positions where he can use the talent that he does have. Ty's taught me a lot. He's not always the easiest guy to coach. You know, he's made a lot of progress over his 4 years. He's always been an extremely gifted basketball player, but at times, you know, he's stubborn. You know, I think that's part of probably what makes him a good player, is his, you know, desire to win and desire to play well. You know, and at times that gets the best of him.
Coach Keene has instilled so much into Ty. He lets Ty be Ty. The confidence that I seen that coach put into Ty, I wish Ty could stay here another 4 years, just under Coach Keene, you know.
I think he's a pretty easygoing guy off the court, but then I think when it gets to, you know, playing basketball, I think he's very driven and very focused.
I'm motivated just because of where I come from. You know, it's the city I come from, Springfield, Mass. There's a lot of violence and drugs and people doing things the wrong way. So I just tried to break that mold and just be a positive person in my city, something that people can look up to.
The support I give him is like the mother's support, the whole, because I have to be a mother and father because Ty lost his dad when he was young. I try to be there for him, you know, 100%, because it's always just been me and Ty when we, you know, did the whole homeless thing. So it's all when we were in shelters. It's always been me and Ty. So if I give him any type of support, it's to let him know that he can conquer anything, because we've been through a lot and he's made it through. So I think just being his mother is the most support that I can give him.
When I graduate from here, I just want people to look at me and remember all the good things he's done, you know, and just on and off the court. I do big brother, big sister. I have a little brother, sometimes a little sister. I go over there, you know, I play with them. I talk to them about life and what they can do to better their life. And obviously on the court, I want them to look at me as like, okay, he was one of the best, or if not the best player to ever play here.
All right, we're back. That was a very deep, short clip. Very touching for me. Talk about the importance of, I guess you could say, you holding yourself accountable, you know, growing up without your father, losing your father at an early age, and staying focused, you know, with a single parent from the background that you came from, that you spoke about in the video.
Yeah. So I grew up with, I got 6 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the youngest of my family. My mom raised all of us in one house. I lost my dad when I was 3 years old. He got hit by a car crossing the street on his way to work.
Wow.
He ended up dying. On the same day, the next year, I got hit by a car.
What?
And I was fortunate enough to survive, of course. But yeah, I had lost my dad. And from there on out, my mom raised literally all 9 of us in that one house. So it just, you know, seeing my brothers and sisters do different things. You know, a couple of my brothers obviously made the wrong decisions. But then, you know, I actually had, you know, a couple of successful brothers. My sisters are successful as well. So I just wanted to take bits and pieces from each of their careers and, you know, try to better my life as I grew older. And that's kind of what kept me focused, you know, seeing how driven my mom was to raise all of us. Just kind of try to give her back some of that piece by piece as I get older.
Man,
That's very good, man. That's very good. So talk about what I was gonna say. Talk about your coach. Your coach seemed like he developed you into, like, you know, a tough shooting guard / point guard. It seems like he knew you had the talent. He was just trying to make sure that you stay within the system a little bit. So talk about you guys' relationship from the beginning and how it matured throughout your college years.
No, it was huge. Like I said, we was able to meet with him before he was hired, and he just sounded like the right fit. I related to him because he's actually the all-time leading scorer at his school as well. He scored like 1,800 points in college at his school. So, you know, we would kind of relate about certain things like that, you know, sport-wise. But off the court is where we kind of made our mark. You know, I kind of talked to him about anything. He would kind of tell me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. And that was huge because in high school I won so much, they wouldn't tell me necessarily what I needed to hear. So, and, you know, when I got to college, you know, he kind of became that coach that I was looking for to kind of take my game to the next level. So we would talk about a lot of things off the court, which would translate to on the court things. And, you know, the trust just built over the years as we won a lot of games. So I was definitely want to thank him for, you know, where I'm at in my career for sure.
That's great, man. That's great. Talk about your teammates at Keene State, man. Talk about how important they were and some of the guys that actually, you know, gave it their all, practice, games, tournaments, sick, hurt.
Yeah.
Talk about the toughness on your teammates. Give your teammates.
Yeah, so my freshman year, we had a really good team. We had a 7-footer. We had like a couple of guys who were 6'7", 6'6". So we actually scrimmaged a couple of Division I, Division II teams, and we would beat them. So we kind of asked our coach, you know, halfway through the season, why can't we schedule these games regularly and get them on our regular schedule? because we had like a lot of guys who were really good. Like I mentioned, we had a 7-footer who led our who's our all-time leader in blocks right now. We had a couple of guys who were, like I said, were 6'7", 6'8", and were really good in the post. So we kind of had like a Division I roster. We went about 9, 10 deep. My sophomore year, we returned pretty much everybody except for the 7-foot guy. We brought in another center though, who was actually a very good shot blocker in his own right, and we ended up going farther that year to the Elite Eight. We just had a lot of guys who just bought in, guys that can hit the open shot, guys who would get that rebound when you needed that rebound, chase down loose balls.
That's right.
We had guys that could pretty much do whatever on the court. So my teammates were huge for sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, talk about taking it to the next level. Did you try out for any NBA teams? Anything like that?
I tried out for the Nets my senior year. Right after my senior year, I tried out for the Nets G League team.
Okay.
Trial went well. I didn't hear back from them though. I think that was it for trial wise. I had a couple NBA workouts with the Celtics.
All right.
Right after that. But that was it. I didn't really push for the NBA right away. This upcoming summer though, I'm in the NBA Summer League, so we'll see how that goes.
There you go.
I'm excited for that. So we'll see.
Yeah, man, that's good. So right now you're currently playing overseas. You're from Massachusetts. You go to college. You go big time overseas. Talk about that next level transition you had to make from college to becoming a professional, man.
Man, that transition is so tough. Most people say they want to do that. They want to play overseas, but they're just looking at the playing aspect. You really got to live as if you're one of them. Like you got to change your whole way of living. As to when, when you were in the United States, you got to literally become one of them. Like you can't wake up and want to go do certain things that you would do in the States in that country, because they abide by different laws. So,
yeah.
The transition just by living wise is tough enough. And then you got playing wise, you're getting paid now. It's contract. So you got about 2-3 games of you playing bad before you sent home. You know what I'm saying? So you're constantly on edge. You're constantly trying to play right, do the right thing. And then on top of that, you got to be a good person. So if you have a bad game just so far from home, you could just be mad. You know what I'm saying? But you can't show that to the owners, the general managers. You got to be a good person on top of that. So it's tough. Most players, they do get homesick, so they go home after about 2-3 months. But if you're able to stick it out, it's definitely worth it, man, for sure.
So you had to learn the language, and
it depend on what team you're on. Some coaches don't speak English. My coach is fortunate enough; he speaks very good English, and some of the players on the team speak English. So I don't gotta learn their language, but I try to just because it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things they be saying is crazy, so I try to learn it for sure. But you don't really have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, do you like the basketball over there? It's different. Got the on. It's a different grip.
My first year when I was playing over in Kosovo, there's a lot of good players. A lot of ex-NBA players, a lot of G leaguers. But the league I'm in now is it's really good. Like the national team, played the United States national team. They actually almost beat them. So they got a lot of good players in this country. Definitely the best country I've been to so far, basketball wise. I like it a lot over there for sure.
That's nice.
That's good, man. Yeah, that's great. So your first year, just talk about your rookie season out there. Talk about that a little bit. When you first get there, go ahead.
It's actually crazy. Kosovo is one of the craziest places to play. They actually have one of the best fan bases in all of Europe. But the gyms are freezing. Like they don't allow heat in the gyms. So we're playing in I want to say 4 or 5 degree weather. You got to warm up as you play type thing. So that transition alone is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. That transition alone. If you know anybody, you get anybody on this podcast, ask them what it's like playing in Kosovo as far as the weather in the gym. They're going to tell you about 4 or 5 degrees. It's crazy, man.
So you wear tights that day, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, like if you're the home team, they don't allow you to wear white tights. So you can't wear tights at home pretty much. You got to be away. You know what I'm saying? So you just freeze them. They don't even care.
Man, hey, how's your shot, man? In those situations, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You gotta. So the warm ups, it's about an hour. You get literally an hour on the court, and we're warming up at like overseas warm ups. The warm ups is longer than the game, to be honest with you. But we warming up that whole time, so we're pretty warm before the game. So we kind of don't get it. But the fans, everybody's in jackets. Ain't nobody got they sweater off. So it's crazy. But when I got over there, we had played a team, I guess, who was supposed to win a championship. This is my first game. And we're winning like 86-82 or something like that at the end of the game. They start throwing stuff on the court, acorns, peanuts. It was crazy. That was the first time I ever experienced my first game. I was like, oh, man, I can't do this every game. It was crazy.
Man.
That's like going outside, you know, and shooting basketball in the cold in the backyard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow, man.
All right, man. So we got some more footage, man, in your professional career. Some highlights for everybody that's watching. Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Deezer, and Facebook and Instagram, okay? We have a special guest, Todd Nichols. He's the all-time leading scorer in Keene State College, all right? Let's check out this video.
Rivaliteti arzakteshje që ka kompletuar double-double. Cili nuk arriti që të realizonte dhe të angushtonte.
3 pik, Kanada e merr, Nichols, Leng.
Wolford, pason Brooks. Një Nichols.
Pikët të para në pjesën e dytë. Taj Nichols.
12 ndeshje, po 11 sa I ka zhvilluar.
Nichols. Një Nichols.
Sinor Urim Zenelaj ka një paraqitje të mrekullueshme.
3 pikë Juan.
Çfarë depërtimi fantastik.
Nichols. Ri Wolford. Sa gabimin nga të dhja palët.
Nuk shënon nga jo distanca është Nichols shumë.
Në vetëm 5 pikë, ku ka mbetur edhe 3 minuta loj, thot deri në përfundim të ndeshjes, Taj Nichols për 2 pikë.
Këto form atëherë shumë letë mund të ndodhë që të largohet nga Superliga në fund të këtij edicioni.
Nichols për 2 pikë. Eric Bridgman për D. Franklin, cili tentoi të pasaj tentim për 3.
Koll me drejt Ademi tenton për treshe I pasaktë. E pak! Nxjerr të lirë Wolfordin I cili tenton për treshe, nuk qëllon. Edhe njerë në skenë me drejt Ademi. Loj mjaft e mire ti në këto qaste finale të pjesës së parë të duelit. Nichols. Tentim para 3. Përcim nga Zenelaj pas asaj gjujtje të pasaktë. Keene State University me mesatare prej 25 prej Nichols Rëziu Canada. Nichols për dyshe Joe Ponten. Nichols
Përsia Lipjanit. Nichols bu.
Tjetër pasim I gabuar që shkoj direkte të Canada. Nichols.
Kërcime. Ka bërë një blokat dhe 2 topa të vjedhur, 1-3 pikë.
Loj deri në fund. Nichols për 3 personale dhe pikët e para të skuadrës në këto
6 topa. Nichols tenton për 3 pikë, deri në fund nuk realizon. Një top I vjedhur aty nga Nichols, megjithatë edhe Amiti ja preu por sekondat e fundit. Nichols për 2 pikë është I sigurt. Taj Nichols deri në fund shkon Nichols dhe
Yes, sir. So we got the slasher in the house. this guy's going to get to his spot, you know. He's creating screens, step back. You know, he's creating his own shot. So I think you got a great chance, man. It seems like you got all the tools. You got the floater game down. You got the step back.
Player now.
You also got the court vision, and you got the hustle on the rebound.
Hey, man, can anybody stop you?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, congratulations, man, and you know, I hope you heal and everything, and have a speedy recovery as well, man.
All right, appreciate it though, my guy. I'm trying for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So talk about the season right now that you guys are having, man, and your hopes and dreams for the end of the year.
Yeah. Like I said, right now we're 6th in the standings. We'll be playing, I want to say, so it's like I said, the top 8 seeds make the playoffs. We're 6th. We're playing like the second half of the season. We're the number 1 seed. We've only lost 2 games, so we would be the number 1 seed. Had we not had the bad first season that we had, or first half of the season that we had. So we're looking good. Like I said, playoffs is around the corner. Like I said, anybody could be anybody in the playoffs, man. Like we're playing like the number 1 seed. So what I'm saying, anything can happen. I'm hoping that we at least make it to the Final Four and give ourselves a chance to play on that big stage in front of a lot of people. And like I said, anything can happen for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool, man. Hey. So do you have anybody that you any advice for the youth, for kids that want to follow in your shoes or want to play basketball or just succeed in anything? Like, what's your advice?
Yeah. Just like I said, I grew up, you know, with nothing, pretty much had nothing, had to make something out of nothing. Mm-hmm. So I know what it's like, you know, to have nothing, but you got to stay focused, man. You can't, it's easier to go down the wrong path than it is a good path. You know, something seems harder than what it is, you know, most likely it's worth it in the end. So just to stay focused and, you know, and obviously try to look up to people that's doing the right thing rather than the wrong thing.
Okay. Yeah, do you have any shout outs for any coaches, players?
Definitely give a shout out to my school, my college, Keene State, who just won the conference again 2 days ago.
Okay.
UMass Dartmouth. So shout out to them. My good coach friend / friend Ryan Keene. Give a shout out to the team. I'm currently on BK Decin over there in the Czech Republic. Can't wait to get back over there and get back on the court for sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for shout outs. I don't like to give people too much attention. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man. We just want to see you in the NBA, man.
I appreciate you guys for definitely having me on, man. It's definitely a blast for sure. I'll make sure I get this out of there and make sure people can tune in and subscribe to the channel. So like I said, I appreciate you guys for having me on, man.
Ain't no problem, man. You're welcome to come back anytime, man. All right.
Appreciate it, my guys.
All right. You guys are just tuning in to another edition of the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Colton. I'd like to thank my co-host, Kevin Johnson, KJ. And also we'd like to thank today's special guest, all-time leading scorer in school history at Keene State, Ty Nichols. He's right now overseas on break and recovering from an injury. But I think this guy right here got what it takes for the next level. All right. You guys keep a watch on Ty Nichols. Remember that. YouTube, gonna follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. Keep up with his career. We wish you the best, Ty. Good luck with the season and on the speedy recovery. And for everybody that's watching, make sure you tune in next time, same channel. We'll put the posts out there. Also, cop the merchandise at the end of the podcast. You see it. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Island John Vodka. It's not just a drink, it's a lifestyle. So you make sure you cop that at your nearest liquor store, all right? We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you stay safe, wear your mask. It's not how you start, it's how you what, KJ?
Hey, you know what, man. Go ahead with it.
It's how you finish, all right?
I appreciate y'all.
All right, man.
All right.
Later.
All right.